Hello guys! I know it's been a week. I'm going to wait for someone to pop up to make sure that my settings are good because I got a brand new phone and I'm not sure. I'm waiting for someone. Tap to invite a few. Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm always hoping. Okay, I got a new phone, guys. So let's hope everything works fine. I know people were like, Pearl, get a new phone. Well, I got one. But I know it's been a week, and the reason why it's been a week is because we almost lost my sister. My sister was in bad shape. She was rushed to the hospital on Friday. We didn't know that she was diabetic. She didn't know that she was diabetic, and her blood sugar levels were like 800. Oh my God. So thank God that she did not have a stroke and she didn't go into a diabetic coma. She fully recovered. She got out of the hospital today. Okay, my sister's with her today and they were leaving the hospital today. So I did not have it in me to come on live while my sister was, fighting for her life. It's been 6 days she was in there, and expect a 100% recovery. So thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. You're always going to be thankful to God. Okay, so anyway, so I'm here. Okay, and a lot has happened in this week. Oh my God, so much has happened this week. And I hope to get it all to you. I'm going to do another live probably tomorrow because I have a list of 30 lies that are in Leaving Neverland, okay? Or the surrounding stories like interviews or things involving the whole drama of the Wade and James lawsuits. So I got a list of 30 of them, and that was just me going like this. Okay, so I figured I'm going to sleep on it so that I can see if there's more. But anyway, guys, while I was in the hospital with my sister, they had to put her under so that they could fix her, and they used Propofol. Okay, so I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to go over something with you guys. Okay, it turned around really quickly. You see that? That's my sister's Propofol, okay, when she was in the hospital. You see how it's hanging there? You see how it's hung up there? Well, there's a tab that's you really can't see it, that's on Propofol bottles, but you pull it up and then you hang it on there. Well, everybody knows, I'm going to turn this around. Well, I'm going to show you a couple more things. Okay, here is here is Michael's medications, the medications they found at Michael Jackson's house, right? See all these that look like Propofol? Well, none of them are like off balance or anything, like the tab was pulled, and none of them have the little white strips on them. You see, there's no little white strips like there is. Let me go back so you guys know really understand what I'm talking about. You see how it's hanging right here? Okay, if Michael was on a drip and he was on Propofol for 3 weeks, and you needed to stay asleep for 8 to 10 hours, you would have to be on a drip. Okay, you would have to be on a drip, and this tab right here would have to be pulled because it lays like on the Propofol bottle. So I just wanted to tell you guys that in Alive 3, in Alive 2, I tell you why Michael Jackson had to fake his death using Propofol, and the cause of death had to be Propofol. And I explain this to you guys, and I show you in court testimony, and I prove to you through what's used in cryonic freezing that body was not Michael Jackson's. And if that tab was not pulled on any Propofol bottles, in the Conrad Murray case, let me show you guys this too. I'm gonna turn this around. See, this is the same tab. See, this is see, there's Conrad Murray, and then there's the other attorney. This is taken from the actual courtroom, and that's Michael's attorney back there. But see that tab right there? You see that? It's pulled. Okay, now it wasn't pulled in any of the medications, because when they pulled it and tried to explain how a drip was possible, how they cut a saline bag and Dr. Murray put it in a saline bag. It was just stupid and ridiculous because that's all they can come up with. Because they did not know that that dead body was not Michael Jackson's, I think, until the end of the trial or the middle of the trial. And that's why you have the verdict calling Michael Jackson an alleged victim who died on an alleged date. Anybody, listen to the Conrad Murray verdict. They never proved that that dead body was Michael Jackson's, ever. Okay, the only two family members that I know that have said they saw the dead body was LaToya, who comes out of the Conrad Murray trial talking about, watch the Illusionist movie, read between the lines, right? And the Illusionist movie is about somebody who stages their death. And Jermaine. And Jermaine announced that his brother was dead. My brother, Michael Jackson, the legendary king of pop, while he was wearing a shirt that said on the back, living as king. Okay? There's so much information in my live trilogies that it's just so hard to believe. It takes you into a completely different mindset, a completely different side of the story. And it's all based on facts, proof, evidence, and clues. So when people are going around saying anybody that believes that Michael Jackson is not dead and faked his death, and they call us crazy, no, you're crazy for believing he's dead and wanting to lash out and call people names when you didn't see his dead body. You didn't see his dead body, so how you know for sure he's dead? Okay, and that's another thing that a lot of the and Prince and Paris, but Prince and Paris have been very active in leaving us clues. Watch a live trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries. I promise you, it will blow your mind. Okay, there it is, right there. There it is. And the reason why I really want you guys to see it, because I'm tired of us believers being called crazy and insane and being dismissed and called bad names when we are the most dedicated fans who are willing to open up our minds to the possibility that, you know what, I love Michael enough. I'm going to check. I'm going to just check into it. And believe me, I'm a long way from profit. So don't think that I'm going to be getting rich. I'm a tiny little morsel of a media company. You know, you only get the big dollars when you're a big media company, when you can reach tens of millions of people several times. And I am not that person. But I do thank you guys for the month of March for watching my videos almost well, let me put it this way, almost 5 million minutes, okay? And over 500,000 views I got in the month of March. My goodness. So thank you guys so much. But that's still small. I'm a tiny little media company. Everybody wants to say, you're making money. Do you think the documentary fell out the sky and then it started raining dollars? No, this was a lot of work. It cost me $75,000 to make these 3 documentaries, and which is a lot less than Taj Jackson, who is asking for $777,000 to make 1 documentary. Okay, and he needs money to help him finance that. I financed all our projects ourselves with some donors that help with Prisoner of Fame, and I thank you guys. And Nancy Alvaro, she sent me a little donation just the other day, so I thank everyone. But I wanted to explain these things to you guys so you understand that we as believers are not crazy, okay, or evil, or mean, or money hungry. You know, it's just easier kind of to believe the status quo. And I don't know why articles still to this day, 10 years later, are saying Michael Jackson, who died in 2009, who in the world doesn't know that Michael was announced dead in 2009 or just announced dead years ago? Everybody in the world knows, but the media keeps saying that over and over and over and over and over and over again in every article, because they're brainwashing you, because there's zero proof that Michael Jackson is dead. And I've been looking for it, and I got more stuff to tell you guys, but let's get to Leaving Neverland now, okay? Wow, I have so much information to tell you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start pulling up some of my pictures. and just start talking about them because I have so much stuff to tell you guys about. Okay, so I'm going to turn my camera around and we're going to talk about some of the Leaving Neverland lies and contradictions, and you fans have been wonderful. But one more note, it does kind of hurt my feelings that I've been doing Michael pretty much full-time for 14 years since I covered the 2005 trial. And thank you guys, I almost got 10,000 views on Michael Jackson, The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop documentary, which is about the 2005 trial that Michael and Joe chose to go out to the world when Michael was announced dead. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Please continue to like and share and all that. And that documentary was distributed by Warner Brothers, and it went all over the world to tell everybody that Michael was not a pedophile. And I'm telling you, from someone who sat in that courtroom, listened to testimony and researched Michael, I've still found nothing that proved that Michael Jackson is a pedophile. Just absolutely nothing. Yes, he held little kids' hands. Yes, they slept in his room. Yes, they slept in that big, gigantic, king-size bed, but it wasn't like they slept in the bed like, you know, the girls slept in the bed, boys slept in the bed, slumber parties, Michael slept on the floor. I mean, it was just, it was like a slumber party because Michael grew up with 8 brothers and sisters and a mother and father in a small house. So he liked, a lot of people around, it just felt comfortable to him. And Taj has, spent the night there hundreds of times. Wade spent the night there with Brandy, his girlfriend of 8 years, during the supposed molestation. And then the lawyers for Wade said, we don't have anything to say about Brandy. She wasn't there when the molestation took place. Nobody was there when the molestation took place because the molestation didn't take place. Okay, Mr. Finaldi. Okay, now we're going to talk about Wade. When did Wade said that they went to Grand Canyon, the family, the first time they came out here. Yeah, Michael's going to pay for the mother, the father, the brother, the sister, Wade. I don't know if the older brother went, but the mother, the father, Chantel, Wade, and the grandparents. They all went. I don't know if Michael paid for their airfare or not. I have no idea. They didn't talk about that. But they came out and they went to Neverland. And the story is, in Leaving Neverland, that they left, the mother just one day, just left her 7-year-old kid right there with a strange man. And they went to Neverland for a week and, whatever. Well, there's no proof that that's true. Okay, there's no proof that that's true. Wade has said, according to this guy named, my feelings being hurt. My feelings are hurt because I've done so much work here and because I am a part of the believer community. It's like I'm kind of being a little bit disrespected, I feel. And I don't think us believers should be disrespected, and we're being ignored. And it's just not right because we love Michael Jackson more than the people who don't believe that he faked his death. Because if you look into Michael Jackson faking his death and you watch my 3 documentaries or you watch my hundreds of videos free on YouTube, okay? And believe me, for 500,000 views, I made $250. Okay, so there's no big money in Pearl Jr. I'm trying to recoup my money. Okay, but anyway, watch my videos, watch them, and I guarantee you will be a believer because nothing proves Michael Jackson's dead, and I've been looking for almost 10 years. So anyway, so back to, when did Wade first spend the night? Was it the Grand Canyon trip? Okay, was it the Grand Canyon trip? Okay, Mike Smallcombe. Now, he's a journalist, right? He's a journalist. And he's been getting a lot of press. I think I should be getting a lot of press. I put in more time than he did. I wrote books on Michael and did 4 documentaries on Michael. But anyway, he writes, her words, her words that in that deposition were, we went to the ranch for the first weekend, then we left and we went to the Grand Canyon and we toured. We came back to the ranch the following weekend. She was asked to elaborate on who had gone to Grand Canyon, and she said, my family. There was no mention of Wade staying behind. Jackson's biographer then claims Joy said Wade had not stayed alone with Jackson until '93. Wow. Okay, so they came out here in 1990. Okay, in 1990. Here's more. Here's some testimony. To let you know, the whole Grand Canyon and the age 7 and all that is BS because nothing supports it. And liar Dan Greed, he is the most manipulative liar that I've ever met in my life. I'm sorry, Donald Trump has been caught more lies than Dan Greed, but give Dan Greed some more time. You might catch up with him. Okay, and here's some testimony, and this is Joy's testimony. And you spent a couple of days there, and then what happened? Physically, where did you go? We went to the Grand Canyon and then back the following weekend. And was this and then a break. When you say you went to the Grand Canyon, your family went to the Grand Canyon, or Mr. Jackson accompanied you? No, excuse me, my family. Okay, and I gather that was just a vacation. Yes, okay. And then the next weekend you went back to the ranch. Yes. And then she says here, answer, never. My son has never been to the ranch without me up into this year. This is the 93 deposition. Okay, that's the, I mean, these people think that nobody is going to check any of this stuff. Here's more. So I understand that you stayed then 2 different weekends at Neverland. This is the 2016 deposition that she did for the Wade lawsuit, the extortion attempt. So I understand that you stayed then 2 different weekends at Neverland on that trip. Is that right? Yes. And then in between, you and your kids and your husband and your parents all went on a tourist trip to the Grand Canyon. Yes. So you were there. Was it 2 nights the first time? Yes. And then you came back after the whole family had gone? Yes. And you spent another, 2 nights at Neverland? Yes. Okay. And you were present both of those weekends? Yes. And your husband was also present? Yes. Were your parents both there? Were your parents there both times? Yes. Do you remember where you stayed at the first weekend? So this is her in 2016 with her deposition, okay, saying that I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting everything that I have regarding this, or I'm gonna have to come back to it. So basically, they're just lying about the whole leaving Wade there. They're just lying about the whole leaving Wade there for the weekend when he was 7 years old with a perfect stranger, even though he's rich. Okay, that it's all fabricated. Nothing supports that. Dan Greed says that he couldn't find nothing that disproved their cases after researching. Nothing. How about their testimonies? How about court documents? How about under oath testimony where they swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help me God. Okay. Dan Greed is a horrible, horrible person, and he's a horrible liar, and he uses cuss words in some of these interviews to make it seem like, because Michael had slumber parties, that he's automatically guilty of being a pedophile. Michael had slumber parties. Nobody is disagreeing to that. Boys and girls spent the night. Chantel spent the night with Michael. Chantel and Wade and Michael all got into the jacuzzi together, because that's what you do. I had a jacuzzi in one of my houses, and me and my friends and their kids would get into the jacuzzi because it was like a place that I didn't have a pool, but that's just kind of what you do. You know, that's what a jacuzzi is for. It has several seats there for people to sit there. Okay. So we're talking about major lies. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the train. The train station lie, okay? Somebody had mentioned this to me before the train station lie even caught as much attention as it did. Well, there was a train station, okay? I'm going to turn my camera around so you guys can see. Train station. Here are the plans, right? The plans were drawn up September 1993. I think I have a better one. A better picture of that. I'll show it later if I do. But anyway, this is the plans. Okay, an architect drew these plans, and so the train station. So James said he was abused from age 10 to age 14. So that would mean from 1988 to 1992. This train was not finished until 1994. So James would have been 16 years old. 16 years old when this finished, which was after puberty. Michael, they said their whole thing was Michael lost interest in boys once they hit puberty. So then our boy Dan Reed backtracks, right? Where's that email I have? He backtracks. Okay. Oh, here he says, progress. The stand seems to have conceded that SafeCHECK was molested and are now debating which rooms at Neverland the sex took place in. No, you brought up the rooms in Neverland in your documentary, Dan Reed. Okay, and the ages when it stopped. How about adding up the total number of nights MJ slept with other people's sons? Was it hundreds or thousands? No, you had said to one interviewer that it was thousands. How would you know? You weren't there. You don't know Michael Jackson. Okay, and if he did and he didn't have sex with them, that's the whole point. If he didn't have sex with them, it's just a slumber party, a non-sexual slumber party, Dan. You can't get that through your head because maybe you get urges when you sleep, when you're next to kids. Maybe when you're next to boys and you can't be next to boys without having your wee-wee get hard. Okay, and I'm gonna put it that way because you are slamming this as if it's impossible for someone to be around boys and girls without having sex with them. And that's just not true. Michael wasn't that way because from 1987 all the way to like 8 years later to 87, 88, 89, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 till 96, which is when Wade said that molestation stopped. Do you know there were 3 court cases? Okay. Oh, the train station. I want to tell you guys something else about, we're going to go through this too. Let me not jump around. There were 3 court cases real quick between there. There was the court case of Jordy Chandler, in which you saw in my Alive Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop, in the Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop documentary, that Michael did settle that case. The insurance paid that case. And the 2 grand juries that refused to indict Michael Jackson came after the settlement. They still tried to, even with the settlement, they still were trying to criminally prosecute Michael, and they couldn't because they never had enough evidence. They tried to say, Snetton tried to lie and say that, we're going to talk about this. I have this up. Snetton tried to lie and say that the pictures matched the spots on the body. No, they didn't. Under scrutiny, it didn't hold up. So anybody who shows a little document where lying Tom Snetton, losing Tom Snetton said the spots matched, no, they did not match because the grand jury refused to indict Michael Jackson on the boy's description. Okay, so that's another lie that's going around, is that it matched. It did not match. Snetton wanted it to match, but under scrutiny, it did not match. The spots did not match. Okay, we got to make sure we're clear on that. Okay, so I'm going to move to this real quick. So this was really pretty good. This was pretty good. Okay, so the train station wasn't there, and James SafeCHECK kept saying that the molestation occurred all these different places, right? But they really didn't occur all these different places. Wait a minute, where is it? Oh, here we go. Okay, here is the video that I want to play for you guys. And I'm just a little bit off so have some patience with me, guys, because, you know, I've been through a lot with my sister, and I'm trying to get my sea legs back. Okay, so this right here, SafeCHECK said they had sex in the train station, TPs all over the place, right? So the train station is a lie because the train station wasn't built until 2 years after he said the molestation occurred. Now, this right here was really good. Okay, listen, guys.
There was a castle in the theme park, and upstairs had a bedroom. You could see somebody was coming. We had just a small bed. Upstairs, up there we would have sex. There was also a game room, and then upstairs in the arcade there was another room. And I had a bed in there. We would go into that room and have sex there.
Okay, so he is lying again about another place. He is saying that Michael had a castle, there was a bed in there, and he had an arcade and there was a bed in there too, as if that is not weird to anyone, okay? 2 people that worked with Michael Jackson very closely, Brad Sundberg, who is someone who did Michael's audio and his studio and had to wire the house, and he said he went everywhere in that house. And Alan Scanlon was the guy who, and I have something for him. I think I saved who he is somewhere. He was the grounds, like the guy in charge of the grounds and all the rides and everything. So he, gosh, where is that? Anyway, Alan Scanlon said, no, there was not any beds in any castles or in any arcade. So this whole thing is made up, guys. The whole thing is made up. And they've been in and out of that house for years. And Alan Scanlon, who was in charge of all the rides in the arcade, and he was the ground supervisor, he said he worked for Michael for 15 years. So we know that if we go back 2005, when all the rides were taken away in 2005 when Michael left, so we go back to 95 and 1990. Okay, 15 years, but he probably worked there the whole time he had the rides in the arcade, because Michael had to have somebody there when all the rides and everything came, right? So that would have been 1990 at the very latest that this guy started working there, but it was really 88. And Brad worked for Michael for 20 years. So we go from 2009 back to 99 to 89. So these guys would know because they were there. And the three cases, Jordy Chandler was investigated. The Jason Francia case, which it was 1987, where Michael was supposed to have tickled the boy wrong. So that's 87. That was investigated. Then we had the Neverland 5 case, in which when you sue somebody or somebody sues you, because Michael countersued the Neverland 5, there's a process called discovery. And in discovery, you get to investigate all kinds of stuff. And these were the people that said that Michael was in the shower with kids, that he saw another kid and Michael having oral sex. So that was investigated. Then we have the Victor Gutierrez, who was also investigated during this time, that that Jordy had a secret diary, which he didn't, and there was a videotape. Now, let me tell you guys something else about a videotape. I don't think the videotape was in Leaving Neverland. James said that, James SafeCHECK said that they videotaped something, and then Michael said, oh no, what am I doing? But it was so much fun. It was so much fun. We were just having so much fun having sex. I know I was just 10, but it was so fun. Oh, fun? That's what I'm saying. It's a child porno film for pedophiles. That's what Leaving Neverland is. And then Michael said, oh no, gosh, I shouldn't be recording this. Let me record something over it, right? Okay, so Dan Greed has stories of evidence, but he has no evidence. Just like the soiled underwear. That's a story of bloody underwear that wasn't even mentioned in the original claim. That's something they thought of later. The marriage thing, they had the mock wedding that James said, mock wedding. They went and picked that up months after the first interview. So I guess when Dan Greed was doing his research or whatever, he came across the paparazzi footage. So he went back and tried to put the same clothes on James SafeCHECK, but saying James SafeCHECK got new furniture. And the old furniture, it switched. Right? There was not the same furniture in the ring story, because that was a pickup months later after the original interview. Okay, so how did you not remember a wedding? And you still had the rings and the jewelry? I'm sorry. You still had the rings and the jewelry? Come on. They're going to get it. Okay, Dan Greed, they're coming for you, baby. They're coming for all you guys for extortion. This is horrible that anybody believes this crap. Okay, so James's testimony has been blown to smithereens, and so has Wade been blown to smithereens. Okay, I have something here, which is should I go here yet? I think I got to switch around, guys. I got to switch around. I'm sorry that I'm kind of all over the place. But I can't. All right. Anyway, there was an article. Where is that other article? I have to find it. I'm sorry. I have to find this other article. I already went through that. I'm trying to keep everything that I have and not really ruin some of the stuff that I do have saved for you guys. And I don't want to go all over the place. I really do want to be as accurate as I possibly. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay, so Wade. What did Wade said about the first time he spent the night at Neverland? Okay, they're so sloppy because Dan Reed was telling him, don't worry, you can't defame the dead. So it doesn't matter. You can lie on him all day long. You can make up whatever ridiculous story you want to make up. You know, and they need to subpoena the footage that's on the cutting room floor, because we know that Dan Reed was telling them when Wade said, Michael was my best friend, and you hear Dan Reed in the back say lover, and then Wade says lover. So they need to subpoena all that footage that's left on the cutting room floor so they could tell how he made up this story and how he egged them on. Okay, now when did Wade first say that he spent the night at Neverland? Was it Grand Canyon? Well, let's take a look. We know the mama already said it was 93. So here's an article by the same guy, the Mike Smallcombe, and he's getting a lot of press. I should be getting a lot of press. I'm putting in the time and the money. Okay. So anyway, so what did Wade say about Neverland? Here we go. Here it is. In his courtroom testimony, that's 2005, the choreographer said that the only time he stayed at Neverland without Joy was in either 92 or 93, along with other Jackson companions, Macaulay Culkin and Chandler. Okay? So even Wade had said in 94, and they're just sloppy because they think you can't defame the dead. So we know that it was 95 in which Wade first spent the night, not 1990. And what mother would really do that? You know, leave your kid with a stranger, your 7-year-old baby? Your 7-year-old baby? Because you're coming back. They went back right afterwards. So Michael was open arms. Michael already had an interest professionally in Wade as a child dancer. Michael had, in his concerts, Michael needed to befriend children, so they would tour with him. And he didn't pay them for their performances, but he paid all the expenses for the family and everybody, because he had the grand finale at the end of his concerts where all the kids would have a dance off. And cousins were there and all kinds of kids were there. Okay, so they were a part of Michael Jackson's tour. And that's why Michael was close to these kids, because he had to befriend them, because he needed that for a part of his vision in the tour that he designed, the concert that he designed. Because he wanted to reach old people, young people, white people, black people, because his job is to sell records and be the best at it that he possibly can be. So that's just another one of the fabulous lies that they tell. Okay, there's more stuff. There's so much stuff, right? Let's see. Let's go to Janet real quick. You know, Janet, girl, we know why you were quiet. You know, and you didn't stick up for your brother. It's because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, something you had been working for your whole life. You deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it was airing on HBO. So just like she couldn't talk trash, she couldn't badmouth HBO. She couldn't, because it would probably break a contractual agreement that she had. But she refused in protest to perform, you know, and there was a sadness to Janet. She was so happy that she won, but it was bittersweet, because she knew that it was the place that aired this lying documentary on her brother. So she's happy and sad at the same time, you know, but we love you, Janet, and we're proud of you no matter what, girl. You deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I helped promote it too. Get you some votes. Let's see. Oh, Oprah deleted some tweets. She deleted some tweets, but she kept some other stuff on. She kept some other stuff on her Instagram. She kept some of the promotion for leaving Neverland, but on her tweet she deleted it, and she's gonna get it too. Okay, because you should have done more research, Oprah. You have the money to hire, 3 or 4 people to do a month's worth of research to see if what they're saying is true. And all they had to do was read court testimony. You were irresponsible, Oprah, for believing this and this whole Me Too thing. And I'm sorry, Joe Biden. Joe Biden right now is getting it because he's touchy-feely and he's affectionate. And now, with the Me Too movement, you can't touch nobody wrong. And you know what? This can backlash on us females. We got to be real, real careful with that Me Too. Men are going to get scared of us. Okay? They're going to get scared of us. And grown-ups are going to get scared of children. And we have to interact. We have to interact. So we got to be real careful with believing people without any proof or evidence or clues. And the basic function of our judicial system is everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And Michael Jackson was not proven guilty after 4 cases. The Jordy Chandler case, the Neverland 5, the Victor Gutierrez case, and the 2005 case. Michael won all that stuff. Okay, Michael paid Jordy Chandler, okay, but we came out later with Anthony Pellicano that the father set him up. Watch my Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. And Geraldine Hughes, she did a good job. She was the secretary that was involved in this, and she has a book called Redemption. And I know Geraldine really well. Let's see. I have more notes, guys. Wade, okay, there's another video of Wade ROBson where he, where is this video? Okay, I'm going to let you just hear a few of this, but this is a motivation from Wade ROBson, a video. I think this was around 2000. Oh gosh, what year was this? Oh, I think it was in 2009. I don't know if it was before or after the death announcement, but it seems like it was before the death announcement that Wade had said these things, that him and Amanda, his wife, they had big dreams. Okay, Amanda and him do projects together. She's a writer. They're very creative. They're dancers. They had big dreams, and they were running out of money. Wade wasn't getting jobs anymore because he burned so many bridges, and this is the motivation. So I'm going to turn my camera around. See, my new phone turns the camera around really good. Okay, listen to Wade here.
All the conceptual stuff together. She's a dancer. She's a writer. And we're writing a film right now. And the goal is to do that this year. Well, I started doing Michael Jackson as a dancer. That was all I ever did in the beginning, was Michael Jackson impersonator. And, not much training in my lifetime, dance training, no classical training. I constantly try and keep myself in an uncomfortable place as far as challenging myself and, really scaring myself that I'm not going to be able to pull off what I want to do. Very quickly, she became the opinion that I trusted.
Amanda, his wife.
And the approval that I needed, on my work. And then she had more and more opinions. And it just kind of gradually, she got more and more involved. It just happened naturally. Where, we both have the same love for telling stories. And that's what it all boils down to for us. That's really first priority. We'll sit down and sometimes we'll spend a little time separately. Just kind of working and writing, come up with ideas. Say that we found a song, we listen to the song and seeing what it makes us feel. And then we'll just start springboarding stuff off of each other, and we get into it, and we fight about stuff creatively. The main thing we're focusing on is this film. This film that we're writing. We had been writing it all through last year as well, but it was, Amanda was mostly working on it because I was doing the Cirque show.
Yeah.
So it was kind of really hard to really focus on it. And we were supposed to do this Britney tour, and it's kind of like, you know what? It's another distraction. We really want to make, move into film and really make this the next path for us. And the longer we just keep taking jobs, and we think, well, it's only 3 months, but then something else comes up, and it just keeps getting pushed further and further back. So you know what? Stop. We need to just buckle down and get this done and make this move. So we're right now it's just us, but we're treating it like it's our job. It's 5 days a week as soon as we wake up until the sun comes down. That's what we're doing all day, every day.
Wow.
Okay, so you guys heard that? They needed a way to finance their dreams. So they both sat down and they devised this plan. Because we've already caught Amanda in a lie, saying she didn't know anything about child sexual abuse. And then on the website, their website that they opened just a few weeks before it, Leaving Neverland, the child porno film, aired at Sundance, they opened up this charity. And in this charity, she had said that she was also a survivor of child abuse. And then when I called her out on it, they deleted that part. So that was consciousness of guilt. This is all planned to get them rich, to make enough money and get enough money so they can finance their dreams of being TV writers, a production company, a film company. That's what this is about. See, me, I didn't grow up in the industry, right? I didn't grow, even though I have a bachelor's degree in radio, television, broadcasting, right? But I didn't grow up in it. I mean, I worked for NBC for a little while, and I worked as a room producer, and I also worked at United Artists selling advertising. But but I'm not a part of that entire world because I just wasn't. So everything that I have in my mind conceptually to do doesn't cost a lot of money. Doesn't cost a lot of money. But when you grow up in it, everything costs so much money. Like Taj right now, he says he needs $777,000. My God, what I could do with that. My goodness, I could probably make 3 feature films with that money, right? But since he grew up in it, and so did Wade, they think everything costs in the millions. They think every movie costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to make, you know, because they got to get the best and 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 the best. You know, I spent $40,000 on my Prisoner of Fame short film, and it is so professional. So professional. Okay, but we had to call in some favors. Okay, a lot of people worked real cheap. Okay, but that was me financing it, and I thank the fans for chipping in on that. But I didn't get anything. I got less than 10%, maybe 5% of that I got from the fans. 5% of 40 grand I got from fans, less than $2,000. Okay, that I got from fans donation. So I just want you guys to know that I financed the other $38,000 out of my own pocket. Okay, so Wade is from the industry, the Britney Spears, the Michael Jackson, you know, the Justin Timberlake, all these people, Chris Angel, right? Because he worked for Chris Angel, his circus show, right? So everything for him cost so much money. So him and Amanda said, we can't keep doing this. We need some money. Okay, it's too hard. It's too hard. So, well, what about Michael? Why don't you say, Wade probably said, I got an idea. Amanda said, what? Well, I could say I was molested by Michael. That one kid, Jordy, he got 20 million. You know, with cost of inflation and everything, I might be able to get 100 million. Shoot, I don't know. Jermaine said 1.5 billion. That's crazy. Why would you get 1.5 billion when you said it felt good? When Michael was so loving and so caring, why would that cost you 1.5 billion when your career went on? You went on to do great things, and it fell apart not because of Michael Jackson. It fell apart because of you, because you decided to cheat on Brandy, Michael's niece, with Britney Spears when Britney was with Justin Timberlake, and break their relationship up. Okay, so you got bad blood, and you was messing around with some other people's chicks. Okay, Prince's ex-wife, you know, so some other women you messed around with, Wade, you know, so this is what this is all about, financing their dreams. Okay, let's see, I have more notes. I got a good one. I got a really, really, really good one. But before we do, I want to show you guys something, okay? I'm going to turn my camera around. This is me on March 28th, okay? This is what, 6 days ago? 7 days ago? Because there's 31 days in March. Okay, this is me talking. I'm going to turn my camera around. All right, so this is the video that I did. It's called Michael Jackson Wants a Woman. Janet, MJ hypnotized, and using MJ and LN more lies. I don't want to promote it. So see the date on that? Okay, see what I talk about here? He took him a long time to get over her. He was in love with Diana Ross. When he was with that, there's a photo shoot where it has Jimmy Hearns, the boxer, and he's got that shirt on. Ooh, him and Diana, that photo shoot, she was all over him in that photo shoot. Okay, and you can see one picture, he looks like he's lovesick, like she got him all excited and then nothing happened. They call that blue, I ain't gonna say the word, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so and the photographer talks about how Diane was all over Michael that day with that I think his name is Jimmy Hearns, the boxer. Okay, what's his name? Hearns? I can't remember his first name, but anyway, he has that shirt on, so take a look at that photo shoot. Anyway, okay, so guys, okay, so I put a correction down here that it was Tommy Hearns because I couldn't think of his name, right? I couldn't think of his name. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you something that was just so exciting to see. It was so exciting to see. Okay. All right. This was on the 1st. Michael always likes to play games. See, you guys think that this has happened hundreds of times. You got to watch a live 3, okay? The live 3, and I'll tell you why I believe this person is Michael Jackson is because of the things that he does. Even the albums, Michael's posthumous albums, well, it's really not posthumous because he's not dead, but posthumous announcement albums. Michael is one. Escape, if that don't tell you, he faked his death. Michael Escape, and A Rare Pearl. Okay, because I'm the death hoaxer. I'm the face of the death hoax, okay? Not the only one, but I'm the one that puts my face out there, okay? Because I'm not a coward. I put my face out there. I put my name out there. Pearl Jr. is my real name. It's not my full name, but it's my real name, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn my camera around, and this was a few days later. Look at this. This is Michael Jackson's official Twitter, and there is Michael and Diana Ross in the Thomas Hearns shirt. So Michael was saying, Pearl, it's Tommy Hearns. It's Tommy Hearns, right? So just to let you know, and I have so many of these that he has done to me throughout the years where he's just fun, just so much fun, okay? And then I had mentioned March 29th. Remember I mentioned March 29th, which was the day in 1994 where the World Weekly News had put, March 29th, had put Michael Jackson plans to fake his death, which was a headline, and then it was reposted on March 20th, and then it was posted on June 25th in World Weekly News, Michael Jackson faked his death. Oh, you got to watch the Alive trilogy, I'm telling you guys. Okay, and let's see what else that he messed with. Earth Song, which is one of my favorite, where he says, what if I live again, what if I die again, and it's kind of like an audio illusion. Got to watch the Alive trilogy, guys, to understand these clues when they come, because they're so much fun when they come. They're just like, they're fun. They're fun to see them. So get in the mix, guys. Okay. So here's some more stuff. Let me go back to another day. Okay. Let's see. Okay. See this picture right here that was posted because Peter was calling me saying, I can see you. Oh, I see that you do this, because he always messes with me like he sees what I do all the time, right? And see this picture right here? Okay, this was March 12th, which is Marlon's birthday, and also it's my sister Pam's birthday as well on March 12th. Marlon, his brother's birthday, and my sister. So this is an Andy Warhol picture, okay? So he kept messing with me like, oh, I see you. I see that you're out of the bed. I see that you're up when he calls me. Well, guys, here is my office, and there is that same picture that I have hanging up on my wall, and I've had that picture on my wall for years, just to let you guys know that he likes messing with my head. So that's just kind of a fun clue, because I guess when I was going live, he was going, Tommy Hearns, Pearl, Tommy Hearns. I know, and I'm going to say this to you guys. If you guys are not, if you don't know me, okay, and if you've only watched a few of my videos, you have to catch up. The death hoax has been so much fun. It has been like all these clues, and we find them together, and all the coincidences and all the facts and proof. It's really super fun. And when you watch the Alive trilogy, you got to watch it a few times because it's jam-packed with information, and I have enough info for an Alive 4. Okay? But I can't do an Alive 4 because Cecil works. You know, I don't make enough money doing this in order to have Cecil stop working and we have our bills paid, and Cecil can help me with the live 4. So that's why I'm saying, come on guys, buy my live trilogy, so that hopefully we can get enough money and Cecil can take like a month and a half off work and we can do an live 4, because I will work him 18 hours a day, because he's my editor, he's the cameraman, he is the audio guy. Cecil does it all, but right now we can't afford for him to take off work, so he has to continue to work, so that I can continue to do this, right? So anyway, guys, I got enough for an live 4, but it was so fun to see the Tommy Hearns, you know. So please watch my live trilogy. Catch up, and at least you'll be caught up until January 15th, 2017 is when I released a live 3, and a live 3 is a lot of fun. Okay, it's so much fun. Okay, and January 15th is an important day. It's a very important day because it's the first day that Peter Michael Bobby ever called me, and that day has a lot of relevance. Okay, that's connected to Michael and the estate. Okay, and the album A Rare Pearl. Okay, it's so much fun. Okay, not the album A Rare Pearl, excuse me, with the TV Jackson 5 cartoon episode A Rare Pearl. All right, guys, so that's so much fun. All right, so we are moving right along. Gosh, I have so many things saved for you guys that it's kind of a little bit difficult to keep up. Okay, so people want to call me crazy. Okay. Oh, the train thing. Let me go back a little bit. The train thing. Also, Brenda Ritchie, who is Lionel Richie's ex, she also confirmed that the train station wasn't there between 88 and 92. Okay. But she did, I don't know why the haters have brought her into their madness. And she's telling me that I'm crazy, and whatever. She never saw the dead body. So how she know? She don't even know what's going on. Give a chance. Michael being alive is good news. It's not bad news. It's good news. So check it out. My mother died August 25th, 2015. And if I had a morsel of thought that my mother could possibly be alive, I would search heaven and earth to see if that was true. But unfortunately, I was there when they unplugged her. So I saw her die and I saw her dead body. Okay, so I know that she's dead. Okay, but if somebody would tell me that somebody that I love dearly was dead and I didn't see the dead body, and somebody says, whoa, here are 3 documentaries, here's a whole bunch of information where he might not be dead, I would check that out. You know why? Because I love that person, and Catherine and Joe never saw the dead body. Never saw it. Okay? And the coroner lied about how he named and identified the body, and then you have the alleged victim and the alleged date and the Conrad Murray verdict. And so much more. But anyway, so Brenda Ritchie wants to call me crazy, okay? Because the haters got to her, and of course it does sound crazy. If you are not caught up and you don't know everything that led to this nearly 10 years of investigation into Michael Jackson and the death saga, then yeah, it would sound crazy for a second. But don't call people crazy. Don't put them down. I love Michael as much as anybody else. As a matter of fact, I probably love him more than most people do, because I've dedicated my whole company, Elbow Grease Productions, to Michael Jackson. And I've dedicated 14 years of my life for Michael Jackson for very little. If I got paid 25% an hour, I still think that I would still be in debt. At 25 cents an hour, I'd still be in debt as far as how much I've put into Michael Jackson. Okay? Now, I'm going to turn this around. This is Brenda Ritchie. She won't call me crazy, but check this out. Okay? All right. Michael Jackson's ghost tells Lionel Richie's ex-wife he accidentally killed himself. Here's court. So Randy Phillips, now I'm in the courtroom, okay? I'm in the courtroom. Here's this article. And this article, I think it was back in 2013, okay? It's June 12th, 2013, right? And so Randy Phillips, he goes and he tells a story about how Brenda Ritchie tells him that, here we go. Phillips, I'm just going to read it. Randy Phillips of AEG. Phillips told jurors at the court in Los Angeles, Brenda called me to tell me that she was in communications with Michael either through a medium or directly. She said Michael told her that it wasn't Dr. Murray's fault that he had accidentally killed himself. Yvette Palazuelos, LA County Superior Court judge, allowed Phillips's bizarre explanation to stand, even though many in the courtroom burst into laughter upon hearing his testimony. So she wants to call me crazy, but she said she talked to a figment of her imagination, which to me is crazier, to me, because at least I got proof, I got evidence, I got a whole thing. It ain't a figment of my imagination. I just can't find anything that tells me that proves that Michael Jackson is dead. Nothing. I got a letter from the LA courts, from the district attorney of Los Angeles, who I sent a Freedom of Information request. And I asked them to confirm that dead body was Michael's and confirm to me who wrote alleged victim and alleged date in the Conrad Murray verdict. And they finally, after sending me on a wild goose chase, going up the courthouse, asking for the transcripts, asking for this, doing all this stuff. Oh, we're going to open investigation. Oh, go talk to the PR people. Go do this, go do that. And then them trying to ignore me. Finally, they sent me a letter saying, we're not answering your questions. They refuse to confirm the dead body is Michael's. I'm not on some fantasy that I see some ghost talking to me. I'm talking about real, true facts, real, true evidence, real, true proof. Okay? So please, guys, before you want to call me crazy, and I promise you, if you're new and you're going to go places in this documentary you ain't never went before. Your mind has not even conceptualized stuff that's in this documentaries. Okay? Just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay. McDonald's. You guys know that big statue that's in the Netherlands at a McDonald's for Michael's, I believe it's its history. They took it down. Because of this Leaving Neverland lie, they took that down. They took that down. Okay? So we have so many companies that are disassociating themselves with Michael Jackson due to the lies that are in Leaving Neverland. Okay? Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what I did? I accidentally closed one of my... Oh, man. Shoot. Dang it. Let me see if I can find it real quick, okay? Cecil's not even here to help me because Cecil helps me because I'm not that good at it, but it's on my Facebook page. So I'm going to go to my Facebook page because I want to tell you guys while I'm looking. Okay, Brandy Jackson, who I just think is just the sweetest person. And I love all the Jacksons. I really do. You know, and I'm not here trying to hurt anybody. I swear to God, my heart is in the right place, like Jermaine said. And my heart is in the right place. Okay? And I'm just being an investigative reporter. I'm just doing my job. Okay? And nobody hate on me. Because believe me, if I believe that Michael was dead myself. I was at UCLA before any other family members were there. Okay? I was there and I saw Catherine walk in and I had already been there about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay? When I saw her walk in. I was there minutes after the SUV was there. And I believe that day, which was the most horrible day of my life at that time in 2009, that Michael died. And I was brokenhearted. I cried every day for 7 months. So believe me, I would never pull a scam on these fans, ever. That's not who I am. That's not who my mother raised. I was so careful not to even support the death hoax until 7 months. Then I started believing it and I started writing the Suicide Did Michael Jackson Fake His Death to Save His Life book. And I released that May 2010. So before, I kept notes the whole time. So before I even went public that Michael faked his death, I kept notes. I double checked everything. Then I wrote a book to triple check everything and then put it in order. And I didn't come out with it until I was 99% sure Michael faked his death. Now I'm over 100% sure he did, because I can't find anything even years later. And then with the Conrad Murray trial, and with them saying the Propofol was injected after death, and the cryonic freezing using Propofol, and the body double, and how the EMT said they thought it was a hospice patient, and how Dr. Murray said it wasn't the same body that he saw when he came from the bathroom. I'm telling y'all, watch my documentaries. Well, anyway, let me go to my Facebook page, because I am wondering something so important. Because right now, Michael, if there's any time to come back, it's now, baby. Okay, because you can't defame the dead, which is their whole defense on lying on you. That's all they're relying on, is you cannot defame the dead. And that's why they're lying on you. And if you're not dead, you can be defamed. And all these people who have lied on you, you can sue them for defamation. And it doesn't matter if you faked your death or not. It's not against the law to fake your death. It's not against the law. Okay? Michael is a performance art. It's called performance art. Okay? So anyway, let me go to this real quick, guys. Okay, I'm gonna have to play it for you. Because I closed it. I had it saved and I had it all up. And then, oh, here it is. Oh, this is so good. Okay, let's listen to John Branca. He's the executive to the estate. I know his wife. They just got married in May. And I met her when I was covering the Michael Jackson estate versus the IRS case. She was there with him every day. She was attentive. She never fell asleep during the case, and neither did I, because this is some interesting stuff to me. Never fell asleep during the case, and she wasn't with him, and she would talk to me in the bathroom, and she was really nice. And I would talk to her, and I would talk to John Branca too. I know John Branca, okay, from that case, because very few, I was like me and this other person who hates me, who tried to destroy Michael Jackson and take all his money, Taj Malik. She gave the judge something that would cost Michael hundreds of millions of dollars. And if anybody knows Randy Jackson, who's still buddies with her, oh, this chick tried to take your family's money. She gave the judge a note about Michael Cirque du Soleil and some other projects and some other stuff. And she tried to bring John Branca down because she hates John Branca, but she didn't care that it came out of your family's money. She didn't care, Taj Malik. And she's a liar. She lied on me on another event where Joe Jackson had to defend me against her and her lies. Okay. So anyway, but we were like the only media there, maybe a few others that came and went. Okay. But that's where I met her. Anyway, they got married in March. So anyway, when I was at VIP at the Scream event, what was it? It was 2 Halloweens ago, or a Halloween and a half ago. I think it was Halloween 2017, I believe, is when the event was. And it was in Hollywood. And John Branca was there, and we talked. I showed footage of me and John Branca talking and hugging. And then he came back later because somebody took him from me, probably thinking, oh, she's the death hoax girl. You shouldn't talk to her. And then John Branca was like, little do you know. Okay. But anyway, so John Branca later came and talked to me privately, and we talked for about 10 minutes, just him and I, one-on-one. And I said to him, where's your girlfriend? And he said, oh, we break up about 5 times a year. She's not here. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, anyway, they got married. And so they got back together. So they got married in March. So congratulations to John Branca. Sorry that, you had this over your wedding. He said he had to postpone his honeymoon because of all that's going on. And I do know from a lawyer that Tom Mesereau is a consultant on this. And when John Branca mentions a litigator is going to handle this, I bet you he's talking about Mesereau. Okay. So anyway, let me make sure my volume's up. And thank you to, who is this? Her name is, her name is Kate Tells TV. So we thank her for being the paparazzi with this. Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera around. So John Branca, he also refused to be interviewed by Billboard magazine, in which Brandy and Taj were interviewed for Billboard magazine. And did I finish this statement? Brandy said, when she was being interviewed by Mike Trapson, said, we got to keep Michael's legacy alive. You know, if we don't take care of Michael's legacy and keep it alive, then, you know, he could be forgotten in 10 years. So we got to fight for Michael, okay? And Michael, you need to fight for yourself too. I know you're doing it behind the scenes, but boy, woo-wee, come back and shock the world, because they think that since you're dead, they think they can say anything about you. And unless you come back and you change that law, they're going to get you when you really do die. Okay, because we're all going to die one day. But anyway, this is John Branca. This is from a few days ago, March 30th. And we thank Kate Towles TV for this.
Ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you think it's fair for the accusers to go after Michael Jackson's estate?
No, because it's not true.
Well, why do you think they waited so long? Did they need the movie?
Yeah, they need the money. They know damn well if Mike was around, they would never say that.
No, but I said because of the movie.
Because they ran out of. Say that again?
You know, the movie came out recently, so therefore I was thinking maybe it's because of the movie. All of a sudden, you know, they went after it. They had that to go with, you know what I mean? But he's dead, so how do you accuse a dead person of a crime?
Because if the person's alive, they sue you.
Oh, okay. So do you think it's gonna? Are you actually doing the case or someone else?
Well, we use litigators.
All right, but what's the odds of them winning?
We'll win.
Okay. Well, good luck. Did you watch the movie? I haven't seen the movie.
I refuse to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Better works of fiction that are out there.
You heard what Barbara Streisand said, right?
Well, the one thing she said that's true is that they're not victims. They're doing their victory lap right now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, let me turn my camera around. Okay. Oh my God. Come on. What the heck? Oh, don't tell me. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got a new phone now. It must be getting hot. Okay. Anyway, let me turn on my fan. Okay, because it's probably getting hot. Okay, guys. Even though, because I feel it in my hand a little bit hot. Okay. Anyway, did you hear what he said? If he was alive, they wouldn't be doing this. Okay. John Branca's an attorney. He knows what he's talking about. He said if they was alive, they get sued. Okay. And Michael has that $700 million death tax case that the judge hasn't made a decision on yet. You get rid of that, Michael. Get rid of that. Okay, that'll be gone until you really do die, which could be you live as long as your mom and daddy. You 89, you got 20, 30 more years. Okay, because you're 60 now. Joe was 89, that's 29 years. Catherine is going to turn 89 this year. Okay, this year. So you got 29 more years if you're going to live as long as your parents did. Okay, you won't owe that $700 million either. So it's just the perfect time for you to come back. John Branca's an attorney. Okay, he says things with meaning. Okay, he said if Michael was alive, he'd sue their ass. That's a warning. Because it is time, Michael. It is time, baby. It's time. Okay? It is time. I don't know who in your family knows you faked your death. I don't know about Brandy, and Taj. I don't know. Okay? Because they didn't leave death host clues. But Prince Paris, BG never left one. But of course, Prince Paris knows. Okay? Jermaine, Latoya, Austin, Omer. Okay? Who else in the family? Gosh, the estate. Okay? The estate with registering the domain michaeljacksondeathhoax.com. Oh, I bought it back. Because I own michaeljacksondeathhoax.com domain, and then the estate bought it. Michael bought it, right? And then then they let it lag, and then I think I bought it again. I think I did. Okay, but anyway, so there's been so many clues. You got to watch the Alive trilogy. You got to watch the Alive trilogy, so you'll find out what other family members have been involved in leaving a lot of clues too. Okay, a lot of death hoax clues. Okay, so mostly Jermaine and Latoya and Prince and Paris and who else? Austin and who else? Oh, 3T. There's one with Tito and 3T. But some of these clues, Michael probably had them do it, or somebody had them do it, and they didn't know why they were doing it too. Okay, Catherine. Oh, Papa Joe left clues too, and Catherine. You know, well, the people that work for her, because Never Can Say Goodbye. The promo code for the book was MJ Alive. Okay, this was way back in 2010. Okay, so it's so good. And more family members and more associates. Okay, so you guys got to watch the Alive trilogy. But I just thought that was just so great, wasn't it? What John Branca said. Oh my goodness, that was good, right? So let me see what else I have for you guys. Okay, I know I got more stuff. I'm trying to keep my phone, let it calm down, cool off. Okay, so let's see what else I have. Oh yeah, there's a mute Dan Gree, because Dan's going crazy. He's just saying anything now. You know, he really thinks that he can just say anything and just lie. He's talking about thousands and soiled underwear and soiled sheets, and there isn't any. There isn't any. So he's supposed to be speaking at some Edinburgh. So we got a petition going. So scroll my timeline either on Twitter or on Facebook, and you will see that. You know, I think there's somebody tried to, you know, like my timeline has been infiltrated by someone that believes Leaving Neverland. So we've been targeted by some kind of bot or some people that, you know, you can hire a PR firm that will go and do social media to do PR, you know. So that person, but I went ahead and oh my goodness, did I go through everything? Oh, and then Lavelle Smith Jr., he's one of Michael's dancers. He's supporting Michael. He's coming out with a documentary. You know, Wade ROBson with that book deal that he never got. Boy, would we like to read. That's probably full of lies. Oh my God, the lies that are in that book and the contradictions that are in that book. Lavelle Smith is going to be doing a documentary, but Wade's had an attorney, an entertainment attorney that was shopping that book around. Her name was Helen Yu. Okay, not Susan Yu. Okay, Susan was Tom Mesereau's partner at the 2005 trial. Okay, guys. Wow. I think I've went through everything. Let me try to go through everything really quick now and see if I have any more stuff that needs to be discussed. Okay, let's see if I went through everything. I didn't think I was going to get through everything because there's just so much information. My goodness. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, I'm going to show you this real quick since I didn't pull it up. This is what I was talking about March 29th, if you guys didn't see it last time. This was the March 29th. I posted, what day was this? Somewhere around the before the 29th. So I posted it before the 29th, I believe. I don't remember what day I posted it. But anyway, this is it right here, the 29th. I think it was before. And Michael Jackson plans to fake his own death. And then this was posted 5 days before the death announcement and posted on June 25th too. Okay, let's see what else I have for you guys. I had so much stuff for you guys, so much info I had saved here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, Michael Jackson. I want to read you. People want to say Michael Jackson's gay and he's a pedophile. Well, this is what he said about Diana Ross, and people knew that he loved Diana Ross. Anyway, let me put this back. Okay. I guess it's one of the black magazines back in the day. Any black ladies in your life? Sure, but you wouldn't take me seriously. He said, try me. It's Diana Ross. I love her. That's Michael talking. Do you mean as a big sister? Michael says, no, that's not what I mean. See, I told you that you wouldn't believe me seriously. And they're saying, you're not saying you'd like to marry Diana Ross, are you? Oh, yeah, I'm saying that. That's Michael. But she's so much older than you. You mean you feel something other than close friendship in her? Uh-huh. And what does age have to do with it? Look at it this way. How old would you be if you didn't even know how old you are? Okay, so that's Michael in the Tommy Hearns shirt. Michael was in love with older women, not young boys. You don't go from older women to young boys. Michael was in love with Diana Ross, but she thought of him as a young, little boy. And I think they're about, what, 15 years apart? They're not that much older. Somebody figure it out. Somebody figure it out. Okay. So anyway, so I'm trying to make sure that all the stuff that I have saved for you guys, that I'm going through it, because I hate it when I forget. Oh, here's the one with Dan Reed. Here's the one with Dan Reed where he had to admit he was wrong. Okay, about the train station. This is Dan Reed. He said, yeah, there seems to be no doubt about the station date. The date they have wrong is the end of the abuse. No, that is not it. No, you don't mess up. You know your difference between when you're 16 and you're 14. Okay, no, he's making it up. He's probably as tall as Michael, just like, and plus Michael's not supposed to like boys that are as big as him. And then Wade lied and said he was 14 and almost as tall as Michael, and all this happened. It's all hogwash. Okay, but I did love that he was bringing that up. I loved that John Branca brought that up as far as a possible comeback. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else have. I think, oh yeah, and then you got to remember, SafeCHECK said he wouldn't say this if Michael Jackson was alive. He would have taken it to his grave. You should have taken that lie to your grave. Okay, you're trying to, you and your family were being sued for almost $1 million, and your dad died a few years after that. Okay, because SafeCHECK's dad died, I believe, in 2016, and SafeCHECK joined the lawsuit in 2014. Okay, and it was his family that was being sued. His dad, okay, was being sued for nearly $1 million, so he was under the gun. Okay, because I wonder if his dad was sick. You know what I mean? And he had to take on the leader of the family, the head of the family. And so he went ahead and joined this lawsuit, and then just the whole bunch of lies, and then the jewelry store thing. They bought glasses and figurines. It's just too ridiculous. Okay, so next time. Oh, then another thing, I told Peter on the phone, Peter Michael Bobby, Watch Alive 3, I told him on the phone that I thought the most appropriate song was This Time Around, and then the Estate right after that promoted This Time Around. Let me see if I can pull that up. But I told him that on the phone, and then Peter had posted that his favorite song for the for this trying time was Hold My Hand, and Brandy said that was her favorite song, Hold My Hand, when she was being interviewed by Michael Trapson. So there's just this kind of tiny little morsels that I pick up on. Okay, when was This Time Around? Here we go, right here on the 18th. And on the 16th, which was my daughter's birthday, because he called me on my daughter's birthday, Peter Michael Bobby, and I told him, it was the night of the 16th, late at night, about 9 or 10, and I told him that I love the song This Time Around. And then a day and a half later, the Estate post, This Time Around is a deep cut that deserves some extra attention, right? So This Time Around. So he's been wink, wink, nodding at me this whole time. And let's see. I think that's it, guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. So anything that I forgot, I have to tell you next time. So anyway, thank you for all the prayers for my sister. You guys were so sweet, and I told her about all you guys sending your love and sending your prayers to her. And she's doing so much better. She's getting out of the hospital today. I think she's already out of the hospital. And thank you so much for your prayers. I really, really I love you guys. You're like my other family. So I will see you guys next time.